Indigos Battling Depression, Inspiration for Forgotten Souls. By Miss Kati. Indigos are such beautiful beings. We are multi-talented. We are beautiful beyond measure and imagination. We have the wisdom in our eyes beyond our years and a bright shining gaze that could stop traffic. Our words, thoughts, and healing actions could cure wars. Our psychic powers can be so strong it's scary. So with all these amazing gifts and talents, why are so many of us so sad? Many Indigos battle depression throughout their young lives. There is a very big reason for this. We see everything and we see it all with such intensity. Many of us come here experiencing tough situations at young ages to prepare us for the intense life missions that lie ahead of us. We have to accomplish so much at such young ages. We go through 10 lifetimes of experiences in 10 Earth years. We are here to be walking, living, breathing masters of the earth at the age of 20 instead of 50 and 60. And to make matters worse, this planet is not equipped for our needs, wants, desires, and dreams. This can be incredibly taxing on our minds, bodies, and spirits. Some of us battle depression from our earliest years because we incarnate in such terrible situations. I was a very depressed child and didn't even realize I was depressed. It's only now that I look back and think, my God, how did I survive that? I had no friends and was very lonely. My only friend was the television or the heavily processed and chemical-laden discount food I ate, or McDonald's, which we ate about 3 times a week. I guess at that age I figured everyone was supposed to walk around sad, angry, unhappy and full of ego all the time. I just took it as a normal way of life and tried to make my own joy out of it. But even those lucky few who incarnate into loving, understanding, spiritually open and educated families can and probably will still battle depression at some point. This is because of our sensitivity and our eyes of truth. What normally happens is this: when we are young we are fed unrealistic lies that once we become a teenager our lives will be magically wonderful. The ideals tell us that when we turn 16 we automatically get a brand new car of our choice, that we can all make straight A's and go to elite colleges, we will all be popular, and that we are all supposed to be best friends forever. Sadly, this is not how it always works, especially for Indigos, because we are not normal mainstream people. So we enter our teenage years and go through puberty, and not only do we see that everything we were led to believe is false, we also get these incredibly crazy hormones that run through our bodies and completely change the chemistry of who we are. All this at once can be way too much for any of us to bear. We now know that the world we live in is a lie, and this can lead us to feel such hopelessness that we become incredibly depressed. So what can we do if we are an Indigo and we are depressed? And what can we do, as parents of depressed Indigos? To the parents, I strongly urge you to be incredibly patient with your child. I also ask you to be extremely open to getting them the help they wish to have. I begged and pleaded and screamed at my mother to get me some counseling or some therapy. I also begged her to take me around other Indigos like me. When I was growing up there was no talk of Indigos or message boards or chat rooms to even go to. I didn't even hear the word Indigo until I was 19. I just thought I was psychic. Not only did she tell me no, but what she said was so painful, it left scars that I am still in the process of healing. My mother said, "No. I don't have the time for this. And I won't deal with a crazy person in the family. Craziness runs in this family, so you better just figure this out on your own and never talk about it to anyone. I don't have the time to take you anywhere, nor the energy, nor the money to do so, and am not going to try." The rest of my family reacted almost the same way. They also were scared that meeting others like myself would get me into a cult, which is so silly because we Indigos know what is good for us and what isn't. We can feel the vibration of something, and if it's not total love, we won't be attracted to it. Here is the other danger of Indigos becoming depressed. Indigos are empathetic. This means that we can absorb energy like a sponge. When we are depressed and our vibration is low, and we are attracting other low vibrational energies to us, we can absorb so much negativity that we can really get ourselves into terrible situations. We can even attract negative entities and ghosts. But that's a whole nother article. Most of the time your child will know exactly what kind of help they need, so I urge you to trust them and get them the help they desire. I will also warn you that depression, when left untreated, will usually get worse. I firmly believe that the reason many wonderful kids turn into bad teens is due to the fact that they do not get the help they need when they are depressed and, consequently, as their own vibrational level plummets, they attract other kids on a similar vibrational level. This is why many kids begin to hang out with the wrong crowd, and get into trouble. It's important to bear in mind that most kids who are creating trouble, even indigos, are really so desperate for help that they unconsciously start creating negative situations with their intense sadness. I also believe I know why many parents won't get their kids the emotional help they need. And thoughts, because most have never truly healed their own teenage insecurities and emotional wounds. Thus it's painful for them even to think that they may have to relive their earlier pain, even if it is through their child. I also firmly believe that no child ever sets out to do anything wrong. Humans are inherently good, no matter how much dark they have inside of themselves. So parents, I want you to understand that if you don't get your child the help they need, they will eventually find it anyway. My family's reactions eventually led to my leaving the country and not speaking to them for almost a year. This could have been avoided if they had been open to getting me the help and healing I so desperately desired. To you indigos who need help but have no support from your parents, please know that it will get better. You just have to believe that you are worthy of happiness and love, and affirm this to yourself all the time. The first thing you must do as an indigo, depressed or not, is to learn to connect with your angels. We all have a personal team of angels that are specifically here to help us with our life missions. If you begin to connect with them and talk to them, they will give you the insights you need on how to be happy. From about the age of 15 I was talking to my angels nightly, and they would give me the most monumental and amazing advice on almost anything I asked them. It totally helped transform my life. To get over a depression, one has to change one's mind. Thoughts are living entities. What you think will create itself, especially for us indigos, as our minds are very powerful and we are so good at manifestation. It also helps to try and laugh a lot. What got me through 80% of my life was learning to find the joy in every moment. I almost became addicted to laughter and play energy, because I was always looking for the joy in everything and how to bring that out and let myself and others celebrate the joy in even the ugliest of things. One of the things that really got me over my own depression was something I experienced through my angels. One day when I was sick with asthma, I had chronic asthma when I was younger that would put me in the hospital and out of school for days at a time. I had the most profound experience of my life. My angels took me to heaven. The best part about going to heaven is that anyone can go. Anytime. All you have to do is ask your angels for help and guidance to get there. I can quickly astral project myself there and get any insight, information, or healing I desire. I've gone there and had long talks with my angels about almost everything. Here is an excerpt of what I experienced when I went to heaven. John, my personal angel, telepathically asked me to follow him. He led me to a beautiful fountain. He asked me to look into the water. As I looked, I was amazed at what I saw. I saw me. But I wasn't just looking at my reflection. I was seeing who I was. Visions of my long-forgotten self began to play like a short movie in the water. Images of a happy-go-lucky, writing, singing, famous Kati filled the water. The water spoke to me and said, "You are here to help lead others. You are here to write. You are here to be famous. This is your destiny. You must work towards this every day and never forget who you are." And I never have. What followed that vision was 2 beautiful, blissful weeks on this earth. Every day I woke up with such happiness that I still cannot describe it to anyone. It's like being in love with yourself and with everyone and everything on the planet at the same time. Of course, I still battled the depression after my heavenly adventure. Just as I was on a huge high, I had to come down from it and experience the low. But my depression was never as intense as it was before I had seen heaven, and most importantly, I never forget who I was. I began getting involved with community theater, voice and piano lessons. I got more involved with school and my grades improved. Every day I began working towards integrating my whole self into me. Every day I strove to maintain those beautiful feelings I had felt in heaven, even if only for a second. Eventually I learned how to balance the beautiful vibrations of heaven and the lower constricting vibrations of this earth. It was tough, especially because I am extremely empathetic. But this mission to heaven helped get me back on a happy and healthy path. I am now 21 and I live about 75% of my day with this heavenly feeling. Had I not gone to heaven, I would have never manifested the beautiful things in my life that I now have. Had I never gone to heaven, I might have believed for the rest of my life that I would never become a singer or a writer. And now, here I am, living in Paris and performing as a singer and writing for this beautiful magazine. I wake up every day, jumping out of bed with a smile on my face. I greet the sunshine every day and laugh and play in it. I thank the beautiful earth for being beautiful and allowing me to be here. There is never a dull or joyless moment in my life. To anyone who is going through depression, I offer this advice: never lose sight of who you are. Always draw strength, courage, and happiness from just being able to be yourself every minute of every day. Know and believe that your life will get better, and it will. And to anyone who has lost sight of themselves, I offer this advice: connect with your angels and ask them to show you who you are. They may not take you to heaven as mine did me, but the more you work with your angels, the better they can help you remember and steer you onto the right path. Find joy in every moment. Laugh whenever you can. Let nothing stop you from your dreams. Turn your dreams into true attainable goals. Know every second that you are a beautiful and worthy being. Smile as brightly as the sun. And never, ever forget who you are. If you are going through depression or have lost sight of yourself, please visit www.indigoabuse.com, where you can find message boards and places for healing that you can go to whenever you need help through your dark times or to remember who you are.